You know, ladies and gentlemen, the Montreal Canadiens have had a lot of tough players in history in the 1970s and 1980s, but this player has pretty well been forgotten. A lot of people consider him one of the strongest fighters, or what do you call, not say goons, but policemen in NHL history. Today we're going to talk about the curious case of Dwight Schofield. Now, Dwight Schofield got his big start actually with the London Knights. In 2 seasons with London, he scored 65 points in 129 games in the mid 1970s. Now, his 76 season came to prominence. The Detroit Red Wings took him to 5th round, 76 overall in the NHL draft, and he was drafted by New England Waiters 6th round, 62nd overall. Now, Schofield did have aggressive play in the OHA, but when he hooked up with Detroit, he was keeping his job with his fists. He was in the low minors for a number of years. In 1977, he did play 3 games with Detroit, scored his first goal, but he was pawned off to the Kalamazoo Wings in the IHL, where he scored 20 goals. 78, he was with Kansas City Red Wings in the CHL in Kalamazoo, scoring 6 goals. 79, he split time with the Kalamazoo Wings and the Fort Wayne Comets and the Kansas City Red Wings, and he ended up with 74 games with nearly 270 minutes and penalties. He was scoring, he was producing. Now, in 1980, in one of the roughest teams of the era, the Dayton Gems, the IHL, he had 257 minutes and penalties in 71 games, and also played with the Maine Mariners in the playoffs. 1980, he found himself with the Milwaukee Admirals, and that's where his policeman numbers went up. He had 327 minutes and penalties in 82 games, despite scoring 18 goals. Now, Montreal picked him up as the enforcer in Nova Scotia. First year with Nova Scotia, he had 31 points, including 7 goals with 335 minutes and penalties. 83, he was back with the Voyageurs. 10 goals, 21 assists for 31 points with 248 minutes and penalties, and was very productive in the playoffs with 3 assists. Now, he did play 2 games with Montreal in 83, got to his first professional fight. He ended up in St. Louis for the next 2 years, and he was unofficially St. Louis's toughest player those 2 seasons. 86, he found himself with Washington, then in the Pittsburgh system in 87 and 88. He wrapped up his NHL career with the Winnipeg Jets. Now, NHL totals: 211 games, 631 minutes and penalties, 8 goals and 22 assists. An overachiever for sure. Look at the stats, ladies and gentlemen. He played for 5 NHL teams, for a bastion of AHL, IHL, and CFL squads. He was at the higher echelon of hockey for nearly 2 decades. And like I said, he stayed there with his fists, but just like Dave Schultz, he could score goals. So Dwight Schofield, one of the most interesting stories of Montreal for the 83 season, because not too often a player spends 7 seasons getting back to the NHL. And he's one of the prime examples of someone that succeeded in that overall goal. Again, he was always dedicated to getting back to the NHL, and he reached his goal, and for that, he has my respect. That's the story of Dwight Schofield. Have a good day. Bye.